In the heart of the Indonesian rainforests, a creature with a most peculiar appearance roams, the Zaglossus Bruijni, commonly known as the Western long-beaked echidna. Join us on a journey to unveil the mysteries of this fascinating monotreme, exploring its evolutionary history, ecological significance, and the challenges it confronts. Few mammals capture the imagination quite like the peculiar long-beaked echidnas of New Guinea. Belonging to an ancient lineage dating back over 20 million years, these egg-laying mammals play vital ecological roles within tropical forests across the island. Among the rarest is Zaglossus Bruijni, the western long-beaked echidna, confined solely to forests along the Bird's Head Peninsula at the far westerly reaches of New Guinea. Here, this elusive and critically endangered species persists near the very brink as expanding palm oil and logging continue fragmenting its already restricted range. Much about its natural history remains steeped in mystery. Yet time may be running out to understand and safeguard this walking pincushion as external threats place its future survival into uncertainty. Evolutionary History. As monotremes, long-beaked echidnas represent one of only 3 egg-laying mammal groups on Earth alongside their better-known cousin the platypus and 4 species of reptile-like spiny anteaters. Monotreme lineages first emerged from reptilian ancestors prior to the age of dinosaurs some 220 million years ago during the late Triassic period as mammalian synapsids continued diversifying across the ancient supercontinent Pangaea. Later isolation of populations across shifting landmasses and continents over millions of years gave rise to modern monotreme groups. Echidnas likely reached New Guinea between 17 to 20 million years ago as movement occurred between Australia and glacially linked land bridges. Here, Zaglossus later evolved during the early to mid-Pleistocene into one of 4 extant long-beaked echidna species as changing sea levels and the emergence of the central mountain range divided populations and closed dispersal opportunities. Morphological Description. As a member of the ancient Tachyglossidae family, Zaglossus Bruijni exhibits a peculiar blend of reptilian and mammalian anatomical features. Most prominently, it showcases a long, downward curving beak composed of hard keratin ideal for breaking into rotting wood and soil to find prey. Like other spiny anteaters, it possesses a tiny mouth with no teeth, instead relying on a long, sticky tongue to capture food. Its elongated snout accounts for about 60% its head and neck length, unlike the short-beaked echidna species of Australia. Weighing up to 32 pounds, Zaglossus Bruijni walks low to the ground on short, sturdy legs tipped with heavy claws used for digging. Dark fur covers the body aside from spiny cream and black quills emerging from skin on the back and sides as a key anti-predator defense. Vision and hearing remain limited, but an acute sense of smell aids in locating prey aided by elaborate olfactory bulbs in the forebrain. Unusual for mammals, monotremes lack nipples, instead excreting milk from pores in the skin enabling young to suckle from temporary mammary patches. Ecology. Zaglossus Bruijni plays important roles digging for earthworms, grubs, and insects across tropical forests of New Guinea's Bird's Head Peninsula, likely consuming several thousand prey items each year. This facilitates nutrient cycling within fragile forest soils, while channels left by their foraging also increases subsurface water penetration. Little exists on interactions with other species, but various predators likely target adults and eggs, including snakes, crocodiles, and humans, while dingoes and pigs consume young. As largely solitary mammals, they seem to associate only for short mating periods when a single egg is produced. After roughly 10 days incubation within the mother, a tiny neonate emerges to suckle for up to 7 months before independence. Reproduction occurs only once every 2 to 5 years, linked to boom cycles of their prey populations tied to events like El Niño's southern oscillations, which increase rainfall and insect activity. Generation lengths exceed 14 years, making population recovery an exceptionally slow process. Total numbers likely do not exceed a few hundred to low thousands at best. Their ecology and demographics remain sorely understudied for such a rare and endemic species. Recent genetic work suggests they may not comprise a distinct evolutionary species but rather regional isolated populations of other Zaglossus echidna clades. Clarifying this taxonomy stands crucial for refining conservation policy and actions on the ground. Habitat and behavior. As lowland forest inhabitants, western long-beaked echidnas traverse swamp forests, hill forests, and coastal forests, yet show preferences for primary growth, avoiding degraded areas when possible. Here they excavate dirt and rotting wood up to 3 feet deep in searches for worms, grubs, and larvae amidst complex tunnel systems that may stretch dozens of meters in length. Each echidna maintains a core home range, often overlapping with others. They move slowly, traversing less than half a kilometer per day even during peak activity periods around dawn. By 10 each morning, echidnas typically retire to dens dug beneath tree roots, cavities, or piles of debris to escape daytime heat up to 9 hours before emerging again in late afternoon to resume foraging activities. When threatened, they rapidly dig themselves downward or roll into tight balls, exposing sharp quills. Conclusion. The mysterious long-beaked echidnas have managed to persist across New Guinea for over 20 million years, yet their existence now balances on a knife's edge. Specifically, Zaglossus Bruijni confronts grave endangerment as extensive palm oil agriculture and logging decimate lowland forests this species relies upon. Already restricted to remote hill forests along the Bird's Head Peninsula, fewer than 300 adults may remain. Yet significant aspects of their natural history, distribution patterns, and taxonomy remain scarcely documented, hampering larger conservation planning initiatives. Without question, preserving intact primary rainforest corridors represents the key strategy for securing viable habitat patches allowing their persistence. However, community engagement, anti-poaching laws, and forest stewardship programs all play reinforcing roles if we hope to keep this walking pincushion waddling through New Guinea forests into the future. With intense conservation efforts, a future may yet exist where local villagers can continue encountering this bizarre leftover from Earth's distant past shuffling among the understory for millennia to come.